All right, sorry about that delay. Little live technical difficulty. For some reason, my mouse was moving everywhere on the screen, but my little icon to pick it up. But you know what? That's the power of these. It's power of technology. Anyway, welcome to Meet the Experts. This is episode 71, I think, is where we're at now. And uh, and it's been a blast. Meet the Experts. If you're not familiar, it's a 20 to 30-minute interview that we do with business owners that we come in contact with, giving them a chance to get their story out on video, talk a little bit about who they are, what they do, what gets them up in the morning, what they offer, who they offer it to, right? And it's free. I do this as a way to grow our network and also to give business owners some video content they otherwise might not go out and get, right? Every business owner tells me how important video is. They know video is important, but yet so few are actually going out and creating the content. And this is such an easy way to do it. I mean, we're all remote all the time anyway. So we realized we could go right to where they are without having to go right where they are. But if you want to be a guest on Meet the Experts in the future, stick around till the end of the episode where I will show you and tell you exactly what you need to do to set up your episode, and hopefully you'll be a future guest. Maybe before episode 100, maybe shortly after that one. We're getting there though. All right, cool. So today I'm going to be talking to Daniel Pincus. I'm excited. As soon as I met Daniel on our video kind of sound check, I I was like, I can't wait for this interview. And I've said that before. I can't wait for a lot of interviews, but I'm a fan of golf and I own a business and I'm from New Jersey. Right. So when I'm talking to Daniel and I find out he's in New Jersey and he's developed an amazing way for executives to meet, to connect, to, just I can only imagine how much business gets done on the golf course with his network. He is the CEO of the World Golf Network, and I can't wait to let him tell you all about it. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Daniel, hi. How the heck are you?
Jay, thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah, look, I've made no secret about it. I'm looking forward to learning more about the World Golf Network. And when we met on our little sound check, you immediately, I could see your wheels turning. You were telling me business ideas for through networking and through my technology, and I'm still thinking about those, and kind of the wheels are in motion. But you are like a mover and a shaker. So before you get into too much about the World Golf Network, if you don't mind, just tell us a little bit more about who you are and kind of just what you do in life to this point.
Right. So thanks, Jay. My background actually is marketing and business development, which is no secret to why I started this World Golf Network program. I actually used to run sales and marketing for other companies and use the game of golf to actually expand most other companies' business by targeting exactly who I want to get in front of and spending time on the golf course with them. Most people who play golf and use it as a business tool understand that there's nothing like golf in terms of getting in front of the good people. And building that relationship is so difficult, especially in today's day where everyone is doing everything off the internet and everyone's looking at each other as commodities. The relationship means so much to so many people where when you have that relationship, there's nothing like it in terms of building your business and getting in front of more good people. And people, when they trust you, they're willing to work with you a lot easier than they don't know who you are.
Sure. So, all right. So, World Golf Network, as far as a product or a service, tell me more about that because I do feel like, and maybe we'll talk more about this. You just kind of alluded to it. You know, golf is not a quick game, right? I mean, golf, even if you're a twosome on a slow day, you're out there for over 3 hours, but your average round is going to be 4 or 5 hours, 4.5, 5 hours, maybe even longer if it's slow. So you have a lot of time to meet and talk. So tell us about kind of like what would you, if I was an executive looking to join, what is that product and service look like?
Right. So the first thing is that we try and qualify people based on their mindset. Most people are very transactionally oriented. They're trained to actually think that if I give you X, what do I get back in as Y? Golf is something where you're not there for any transaction. You're there simply to get to know the person you're with. You learn a lot about that person when you play a round of golf. You can learn if they cheat, if they lie, how they handle stress. You learn so much about them because it's just so revealing when you're playing a round of golf who you're dealing with. And that's really welcoming if you're a good person meeting another good person. If you're not, it actually can go against your favor. But the reality is that most people hopefully are good people and they want to meet other good people. And when you're on the golf course, you really get a chance to build that relationship in a way unlike most other ways. And as you just mentioned, the key thing is that although you're spending a lot of time with each other, more important, you spend very little time actually playing golf. You spend a whole lot more time talking to each other and getting to know each other while you're on that golf course.
Yeah, that's and now I correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you say when we were talking that it was almost like a no pitch zone when you're out there? It's just like build the relationship and don't try to sell your products, just get to know people, right?
Exactly, Jay. So a lot of people can't help themselves. They have to sell, sell, sell. It's they've been watching that movie with always be closing. That's the tagline. It's really the wrong way to think about things when you actually understand sales. Sales is not about selling. It's about being a resource to other people. So when they need you, they go to the person they like and they trust. If you're selling them, all you're doing is pushing them away, and that's the wrong way. And we try and not only do we enforce that in our program, but if someone can't get the message, we don't want them in the program because it's very annoying, quite honestly, for someone to be selling you all day long.
Yes. No doubt about it. As a matter of fact, I just taught a presentation last week. I've been doing it since 2016. I developed this framework. But the whole premise of it is very similar in the fact that when we go on social media these days and we go to a business's page, nothing annoys me more when it's just buy my product, look at our product, check out our products, look at our products, buy this product, right? I want some, why, how are you going to keep me looking at your page? You got to show me things that are interesting. Where, oh, you're promoting the parade that's in town on Saturday? Cool. Good information, right? Like that's good. Put out, oh, this person did this thing. Like, talk about these things that would be of interest to others instead of trying to sell them. And I think that finding out about people relationally is one heck. I mean, your concept is just brilliant. So are you the only World Golf Network there is, or are there imposters? Tell me more about that. I didn't have that one planned, but now I'm thinking about it.
Yep. So this concept came to me actually after 9/11. When I actually had a difficult time getting in front of other people to think about how to, again, grow their business and think about marketing, which is more of a futuristic thought point than immediate sales. And everyone was always saying, well, we're not sure we're going to be in business 2 years from now. So why do we care about the future when right now we want sales, we want sales, we want sales. And so I said to myself, listen, I did this for other companies. I can do this for people that I know. And my thought was, let's bring everyone together once a month and get people to get a familiarity with each other and relationship. And when people need each other, guess what they're going to do? They're going to say, you know what? I know Jay, and Jay does an amazing job when he's getting your name out there and putting you on video. I need to use Jay not only for me, but I have 3 clients who need Jay. So by you basically knowing that person really well and having that relationship, it's not always about you. It's about someone else or someone you know that might be able to be of help. And when you have that, you don't get the relationship by having a one-off or going to one golf outing or doing one show on a thing. You're not going to get that relationship. All you're going to get is, yeah, I met that person. I forgot who it was, and I don't even know what they do. Quite honestly, I forgot what they do. And that's not what you're looking for. You want that consistency where you know the person, you feel comfortable with that person, and you actually enjoy making that referral because you're going to make yourself look good when you make that referral.
Absolutely. Oh my God. I mean, you and I definitely think we're on that same wavelength. It's all about delivering value. It's all about, just trying to just to offer, just to put some good out there, and do something that isn't all about yourself. I think that's amazing. So how many members do you have in your World Golf Network chapter?
So the way our system works is when someone applies for a membership, they give us a profile of who they are, what they do, and who they want to meet. And if we don't know the people they want to meet, we don't accept them as a member because we don't want to waste their time to get involved in a group where they're not going to meet relevant people, right?
Right.
And what also is that we do it as a corporate membership where the owner of the company, as well as any of the senior executives, can use that membership. So if the owner can't make it and a partner can go, or someone who's at a senior level, as long as they're at a decision-making level in the company. And so we're not wasting time with people making relationships with people who can't actually directly do things with each other. And then once they're a member, they have access to not only the members themselves, but to everyone who I've met over the 20 plus years I've been running this program. So I have over 5,000 connections of people who I have met over 20 years running this program. So every member that comes in, not only do they play with the members once a month, but they have access to go through our database of connections and say, I want to meet lawyers, I want to meet accountants, or I want to meet bankers, or whoever they want to meet. And they can go through that list and sort it out based on who they want to get access to. And when they do that, they're now meeting people who are relevant. They're spending time building that relationship without wasting time with the wrong people. And then the last thing is, as you mentioned, the size of the membership. We have a maximum of 100 companies per chapter because we don't want this to be too big where people really can't get to know each other. So we have a minimum of 40 and a maximum of 100. And by having that dynamic, we get a lot of people helping each other and doing business together. The one thing I also want to mention is not every one of our members plays golf. We have a number of members who join as a social membership where they just come for cocktails and dinner after golf is over. And we do our private meetings over lunch or coffee, but they still have access to that database and they still can do private meetings, but they just aren't using golf. They're using the social aspects of eating and drinking with each other.
It's phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's brilliant. It's an amazing concept in my head. And as a poor golfer, but somebody who just loves to be on the golf course, no matter how bad I play, I always hit one shot, that keeps me coming back. I always get one or two. I could just be out there just talking with somebody new, and I like to meet people. So I think it's, if I were still in New Jersey, I'd be like, Daniel, I gotta apply here. Obviously 20 years of doing this, right? Somebody's had to say, and I'm sure it's plenty, somebody's had to say something good, a testimonial or a win or something that where maybe they went and it turned into big business. And you don't have to give names or numbers, but can you share a win or a testimonial that you've gotten?
100%. We actually believe in video dramatically. Since I would say 2005, which is almost 18 years ago, I guess, right? We've been doing video where not only have we had video on our website, but we did a video campaign where we had a thing called Just One Thing. We taught people networking tips on how to network and how not to network. And we used it as a way to just get the word out of, hey, this is, when you're out there meeting people, you should really consider doing this, or make sure you're not doing this. And we did it in a way which was fun, so people would hopefully have fun with it and they would remember it, right? Mm-hmm. But going back to what you were saying is that the testimonials of people, I'll give you one example of a real extreme. We had a company, the owner from Japan, who barely spoke English. He spoke broken English. And I actually wrote a business plan for him because prior to this, I was running marketing services. And when he joined our system, I introduced him to every single vendor that he worked with because he didn't know a soul. He came from Japan and really didn't speak English very well. And so he basically built his business off our entire network. And then what's more important is that every client of his also came from our system. So he literally didn't go outside of our system at all. And he built who he's working with, and he built who he's actually doing business with off the system of what we had, because he was able to target exactly what was right for him.
That's a perfect testimonial. That is a perfect win. And how amazing is that somebody who doesn't even know the language can all of a sudden have this thriving business built off this network. It just shows how how powerful it can be to have fun and grow your business while having fun. Speaking of, it actually says that down in the bottom. So Daniel, I know you mentioned that you had worked in marketing and sales and training sales teams. I call this question the earned it, learned it, improved your authority. All right. What type of education, it could have been the School of Hard Knocks on the street, but any titles or certifications or anything educational wise that got you to this point in your career?
So I have an undergraduate in economics and an MBA in marketing, but the education, as you just said, was really way more important from learning from experience than from learning from school. To me, the most important thing in learning is listening. And if you listen to your customers, you listen to the people who you work for and the people you work with, they'll tell you what's working, what's not working, what's right and wrong. And as long as you pay attention, that's where you learn. And I always say it's okay to make mistakes. It's just not okay to repeat those mistakes.
I like it. I like it. You know, 70 episodes and, you know, 9 out of 10, I've heard someone say something along the lines of, it wasn't the theoretical degree based learning, it was the get in and do it type learning, you know, that is what made people most successful. I'm the same way. Didn't go to college. I mean, I went, I took some classes, tried here and there, but all my stuff has been like, I want to do it, I'm going to learn it, I'm going to teach myself, I'm going to let the internet teach me, or I'm going to let this group teach me. And I've gotten some certificates, but same way, I find that a lot of entrepreneurs, the ones that I end up talking to, all of them, part of it might have been a degree or something, but a lot of it is just doing it. Just get out there and do it. Love that.
Yep.
All right, got a couple more questions. This is great, and I hope I can piggyback off one or two of these, but I do feel like man, just what you're I'm like upset right now that like we don't have World Golf Network in Greensboro, North Carolina. But just putting it out there. But hey, personally or professionally, what is Daniel grateful for? Tell me something you're thankful for.
I have to say, Jay, I am nothing without the people behind me. Everyone basically can tout their horn of what they did and what they didn't do. But the reality is that no one is really anything unless they have people helping them be who they are. So to me, I am most grateful for the people behind me who support me, who believe in me, and who actually made me who I am. That's who I am. That's what I am most grateful for.
Awesome. Now, is that mostly family? Is it coworker? Or is it?
No, you know what's surprising, Jay? When I started this business, I thought I have a big family. I have all these friends. I'm going to have no problem building this thing from square one. None of my friends or family actually got involved. I actually made new friends and made new relationships because they said, I love what you're doing and I want to be part of this. And they became my biggest, advocates for what I do.
I love it. I absolutely love that. It's like, no, not that you throw away your family, but you build more family. Like, I think family is the people that you keep, right? And it's the people that you're around. And I also love that you talked about the support. I recorded an interview earlier today, and I've said this. This has come up over and over again. When we think that we can do this all on our own, or when we've got it figured out, or we know all the answers, right, is usually when we're about to just fall flat on our faces. And you look at, we'll take golf for an example, and I've said this on episodes before. Tiger Woods in his prime had a coach. Still has a coach. The best golfers in the world have coaches. Best baseball player, best athletes, everybody has some type of coach or advisor, right? And what's really cool is what you said is, you rely on these people that are supporting you, helping you, guiding you along the way. So kudos for that. I think that's awesome. All right. Let's say somebody's contemplating joining the World Golf Network. Do you have any questions that you get asked over and over again, like a frequently asked question that maybe you can answer once on video and then maybe use this video as a 24/7 answer to that?
Well, thank you. I get a lot of questions which are similar in respects of, well, some people think it's too good to be true, Jay. Like they're going to say, why am I paying you such a relatively small amount of money to get access to exactly who I want to meet? I'm going to play golf with them. You're going to feed me. I'm going to get to, this doesn't make any sense. It's just, it's too good to be true is what I hear some people say. And I say, well, why don't you try it to see if it is too good to be true before you make that decision? A lot of people have preconceived notions of what they think is right and wrong, what's good or bad. And I always tell people, you don't know what's right and wrong until you actually experienced it. So, before you think you know what the answer is, try something and make your own judgment after you've experienced something. And so we don't even allow members to join our group without being a guest first. And the reason why is we don't want to have a lot of turnover. We want to know that people get what we do, they appreciate it and want it, and now they've experienced it, so then they want to actually get involved even deeper, whereas then how could I get more involved?
So I got to piggyback on that one, and this will probably be the last question, but so if somebody wanted to come as a guest, right, and they're not sure that it's going to work for them, or they think it's too good to be true, or this and that. So if somebody wanted to come as a guest, do you still ask them and try to connect them with somebody that they might want to meet?
100%.
Yeah.
Again, our whole point of our program is that it's got to be win-win on both sides. So we don't actually have anyone selling anyone in our program. It's all about people who are naturally good referral partners for each other.
Right.
And by doing that, even though that person doesn't join or does join, it really doesn't matter. We're helping our members by getting them access to people who they may be able to refer and get referrals back from.
Yeah, like a power partner, right?
Yep.
That's incredible. So, the one thing that keeps going through my head is very similar to like a BNI or another referral type network, except you're doing it over, a round of golf plus afterwards the feeding them and dinner, drinks, or whatever, snack or appetizers, things. So, does it ever act or feel like that at all, like a networking organization, or is it just very casual, no rules, no presentations, no pitches?
Jay, I have to say we're almost the antithesis of BNI.
Perfect. Okay.
So the reason why I say that is not because I have anything against BNI. BNI is great for a lot of great people. It's just that we're not that kind of organization. Yep. What makes us very different is basically four main things. One is we don't allow non-decision makers in the room, even as guests. So if you're not a decision maker, you're not allowed to be in the room. So you're not wasting time with people who can't actually directly work with you and help you and support you and do what you need to get done. That's the first thing. The second thing is we have no transactions happening throughout the day. As a matter of fact, if people are transacting, we say, you know what? That should not be done here. You get to know each other, build a relationship before. Why would you want to refer someone you don't even know who they are? Right. You want to build a relationship before you make that networking opportunity, so that you know that when you make that suggestion to someone that they should use them, that at least you have a relationship with them. You know, well, that this person is a really good person. And then the third thing is that, we do not have any sort of a rigid schedule where people are, we have someone who's saying this and someone is doing this, and we have a secretary and this, and it's really more of almost like going to adult camp, where you're going there just to have fun, and you don't have to do anything. Let the person who's running the group do it for you. They tell you where to sit down. This is your table. This is your golf cart. These are who you're going to be meeting today. Just have a good time and spend your time literally getting to know the people at your table or at your golf cart. So that's the third thing. And then the final thing is, if you're a really good golfer, you may not even like our program, because one of our taglines in our program is, it's not about golf, it's all about business. What we do in our program, which is, again, very unique, is we match people up based on who are natural referral partners, not who have the same handicap or not who can sell each other.
I'm so glad you said that, because I was just going to finish with, all right, do I have to be a good golfer? Can I have a hard time breaking 100 and still join the club? And it sounds like I could. So.
Well, Jay, let me just, if you don't mind, let me say one last thing. Is
sure,
we have 3 different memberships in golf. We have a beginner golf membership for those who are not comfortable with their game, where they get golf lessons as part of their membership. And when they feel comfortable, they switch from lessons to actually playing with the rest of the group. Then we have a social golf membership where people are casual golfers. They don't play great. They can't break 100 typically. They play best ball or scramble format. And then we have the more competitive golfers who break 100 consistently, and they play their own ball.
That's cool. That's cool. I'd be in that middle tier. I love it when I break 100, but I'm in the 90s most of the time. Daniel, this is fun, man. I just think what you're doing is so refreshing. It's a nice way to look at business. I know you're all about making connections and helping people, have fun, getting new business done. And there should be more World Golf Networks. I think on the sound check you were talking, I don't know if I don't want to let cats out of bags, but I know you were talking about some expansion. Is that's still on point?
Yeah, so I am actually talking to some people, and I'm looking for people who might be interested in helping us do what we do here in other locations. And really, if someone has a good circle of influence, knows a lot of decision makers, and would like to really get paid to play golf and meet more good people, it's a great way to expand expand our circle and get everyone in front of more good people.
I think that's awesome. And I hope if you heard it here, you just let Daniel know I heard it on Meet the Experts. I want to open a chapter. So I want to start a chapter. That'd be great. Daniel, thank you so much for being a guest today. I'm so glad we were able to kind of bring your organization out to our audience and get you some video content in the meantime. Thanks again, man. It was really, really a pleasure.
Jay, I appreciate you having me again on the show. I appreciate it.
You got it. I'll talk to you soon. All right. That's fun. As a golfer, that to me is just like, I really, if there was one in Greensboro here, I would be like, all right, how fast can I sign up? Right. Can I get on that line? Because I feel like, the way that they do it, where you're just not pitching, you're just going out and having fun and meeting people. I mean, I've paired up with strangers before and come away feeling like, man, I could be totally good friends with that person. Well, if that was a power partner for me, a referral partner, way better, way better. So appreciate Daniel being a guest on the show today. I told you at the beginning that if you want to be a future guest on Meet the Experts, that if you hung around till the end of the episode, which is pretty easy to do when the episodes are as fun as that one, that I would tell you how to be a guest. So at the bottom of the screen, if you would like to be a future guest on Meet the Experts, just need to go to www.meettheexpertspodcast, and that's experts with an S, meettheexpertspodcast.com. It's there and it's trolling that way. Meettheexpertspodcast.com. Read about it, learn about it. Got a whole webpage developed for you to learn all about what it is. It's free to be a guest. Of course, if you need help with video editing or production or promotion afterwards, we do have packages for that. We don't twist your arm. Just let us know, like, hey, can you help me promote it? Done. All right. So until next time, man, I love doing these, if you can't tell, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care.